Kathy, can you start the PowerPoint?
And we start the PowerPoint. Okay, I will.
Well, I'm line Mark Mansell, and the brains behind the team here is Kathy Dorman. She's running the PowerPoint, and we're this is about harnessing AI for Lions Club. And we just like to welcome each of you. And again, as Bruce said, we're going to have this recorded, and we're also the other sessions. So we encourage you to go to the Lions USA YouTube channel and watch the others because each course builds on itself. And this is a pretty basic course. And we'd like to have you put in the chat any questions, and we're going to be asking you for some different ideas and information that we can use as we go forward with the session. So today we're going to kick off with the objectives. If you could switch to the next slide, Kathy. And the objectives that we're going to cover are listed up on the screen. The basic idea behind this is to give you a quick overview of AI tools, where you're seeing it now, how you might use it to begin to start to add to your skill set as a line leader. But these are the four areas: identify free and easy to use AI tools. I'm going to give you some examples of how to use AI and kind of give you a demo of Chat GPT. Learn how officers can use AI to lead more efficiently, and also discover how AI can empower your service and grow your membership. We're going to touch on that just at the end. So, Kathy, why don't you go ahead and lead us off with
Okay. All right. So what is AI? AI is artificial intelligence. And I am curious to know if anyone here uses AI at all, or if everyone here is new to using AI. And I guess you could put that in the chat just so I can have an idea. That would be great. I'm just curious. So AI is artificial intelligence, and it is smart tools that think, write, speak, design, and learn. And then everyday examples, I use AI all the time at work. So I use it to draft emails and write letters, create social media posts, brainstorm ideas, create outlines, PowerPoint slides, do research. We used AI to help us to write this PowerPoint. And then common examples are Siri, Alexa, Google Translate, Gemini, and ChatGPT. And throughout this session, we will be using ChatGPT because that's what I have, and I believe that's what Mark has. About a year ago, a significant amount of Lions information was uploaded to ChatGPT, so it really already knows a lot about Lions. And then I just wanted to point out, if you have a cell phone, you are probably already using AI. If you write a text and the next word pops up, that's predictive text. That's AI. If you have a shopping app on your phone, I have Amazon, excuse me, I have Amazon and I always get a little pop-up message. We have something that we think you'll like. That is AI. And then what AI isn't? AI isn't you. It's not your voice. It doesn't replace your leadership skills. It doesn't replace making sound decisions. It's not you. It's what you put into it. AI isn't perfect. So you should always double check AI generated materials. As an example, I recently sent out an email that I ran through ChatGPT to clean it up, and I had a date in there, and ChatGPT put in the day of the week, and the day of the week was wrong, and I didn't catch it. Of course, so then everybody's wanting to know about that. So that's an example of how AI isn't perfect and that you should always double check. um, your materials.
So how to use AI is pretty straightforward. And I see from the chat uh, there's some most everybody has some experience. Some are brand new. Some have used Chat GPT. Some have used it for Facebook posts and to write some text. But it sounds like you're in the right course. This is a very basic overview of what artificial intelligence is. And one thing is the way that we like to think about it is it's almost like having a personal assistant. If you have had someone that you said, "Hey, would you write a note for me, or would you write a letter, or could you come back and give me a press release?" If you've ever done anything like that, you just don't take it, and at least most people don't just take it and say, "Yeah," they go ahead and put it in there. You have to be able to look at it, and as Kathy says, it's not you. You're the person that has to look everything over and proofread it. And we're going to give you some examples of how you can do that. But it's really pretty straightforward. Think of it like you're talking with a person. Be specific. You don't have to necessarily give it all the information at first because it's a process. You give it some information, it comes back with something that you can look at, and then you can tell it to do something a little more. And we're going to demonstrate that tonight. uh, Put some context to it. And we're going to show you some examples tonight about how you can do that in your club. But you've got to give it some background, not a lot. But if you don't give it some basic context and information, it'll just jump to some conclusions and put some more general descriptions. And you can make it more and more specific. You can even define the tone or the format. You say you're writing a letter, they can say make it more friendly or put a little humor in it, and it will actually do a pretty good job of that. And you can play around with it. And the more that you give it a little more information, you can adjust it. It's like the personal assistant, you give it some information, it comes back with a sample, a draft, and you say, well, this is great, but can you go a little farther? Can you make it a little shorter? Can you make it a little more specific? And the more that you talk to it, basically, is almost like a person on the other end, it will help you refine that product. So AI output is really only as good as the basic input that you can give it. And what's really important there is the bottom of the screen. Never ever share personal or financial information or confidential information with with AI because once it's in there, it'll have it in there, and that's what Kathy talked about. As Lions, we're using it a lot, and we're going to show you the Lions virtual tools at the end that actually can all the other lions are using that and you benefit from it. So just think of it like a person you're talking to. Okay. Let's see. Uh, any questions, Kathy, before we go on to the next piece?
So I can't see the chat with the
Okay.
PowerPoint in full
So just
screen.
there's some more. They've used it for map to grow. We'll touch on that a little bit. Played a little bit to create pictures. Google Translate actually use that, and we're going to talk on about that as well. So good. I think we're good to go, Kathy. Go to
Okay,
you. The next question.
great. We're next. Okay. So we're going to have an exercise here about how to use AI. And these are some examples of some of the prompts that you may put in. So you might say, I need an email to invite Mrs. Jones from the food shop to speak about hunger at our next Lions meeting on December 1st at 6:30. So this is a very specific prompt. Um, and you can change that if it's not Mrs. Jones, whoopsie, it's Mrs. Smith, or change the meeting. So this is just an example of a very specific prompt. And then the second one, draft a letter to Mr. Smith, and you'll get this letter thanking him for his donations. You could create an agenda. You could ask it for some ideas. You could do research. What does something mean? Or you could use it to look something up. I think the ways to use AI are endless. So I'm going to switch now to Chat GPT. All right, so here we have Chat GPT. Let's see here.
I think we're going to talk about a little more about ChatGPT at the end. So it's
Mhm.
just why don't you tell them what ChatGPT is.
So Chat GPT, so this is what I use to generate emails and letters. It's an AI tool. There's a free version, and then there is also a paid version. I believe the free version limits how much you can use it in a 24-hour period. Um, my Chat GPT has a name, and we sort of talk back and forth. I talk back and forth to her like she's a person. Um, so I'm just going to just put in here, write an email. Let's see here, write an email just from the screen. Write an email. So see here, it's giving me some prompts. Write an email to invite Mrs. Jones, and you can misspell words. It knows what you're trying to tell it. If I could type, it would be good. Well, this is pretty specific, and let's just see what we get. So here we go. Uh, Dear Mrs. Jones, I hope you're well. I'm writing on behalf of the Lions Club to invite you to speak about hunger in our community at our next meeting. And so it says here, put in the location and the address. So I did not put that into the prompt, but it is important information here. You'd be honored to hear about the food shelf's current needs. So that is something that I did not put that into the prompt. Um, so Chat GPT is putting this in. We can offer a 15 to 20-minute talk, plus time for questions and answers. If you're available, um, let us know if you need any AV needs. So, um, what is, do you think that this is all the information that you need? Would you want to have something else in here? Um, I think I would just copy and paste this, and either in an email or on a letterhead and send it. I would put in the location and the address. I might put in here, maybe 15 to 20 minutes is too long. Let's see here. So what do you all think about this? Let's see here. I can see in the chat. I still can't see.
I think it's cool.
I like it. I've used it for this very purpose. It works great.
Yep. And then I like how it embellishes it a little bit, and it it rounds it out.
Kathy, can you show how they can copy in that without highlighting, just in that lower left-hand corner?
Right here.
No, the right to the left of the thumbs up at the
To
bottom of the
the,
text. Yeah.
okay, right. Oh, right here, thumbs up. Okay, good response.
Just to the left of it, that button, you click on that, it'll copy, and then you can paste it in a Word document.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Or I do it just the long way and do it this way and copy and paste.
That works too.
Um, So I think this is a pretty good letter. You know, sometimes when I do something like this, it may have, maybe it has a sentence in it that is not something I would say. And so I would ask, you know, could you change that line for something different? You know, and then, you know, I get something that I'm happy with.
How would you write a prompt for that, Kathy?
For
The change.
for the change. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Can I go down? I need to move this. So I'm just going to say here, um, let's see here. How about remove the last bullet point? Remove the last bullet point, um, and make the letter a little more casual. How's that? So this is a little bit more casual. I took off the last bullet point. And then, you know, the opposite of that, you could ask this to make it more formal.
Once you copy and paste it, can you still edit it?
Yes, it copies and pastes as a Word document, so you can
Right.
still edit it.
Okay. I just
Um,
wondered if you forgot something or looked at it for the fifth time and went, "Oh, rats, I didn't put this in," or something. Okay. That's what
exactly.
I wasn't sure.
Right. This is just a starting point for you.
Yeah.
Um, you could go back, you know, Chat GPT will save this. So you could go back and say, okay, I need to revisit this. And, you know, we're going to bump her to the January meeting instead. We, you know, we're going to have her speak in conjunction, you know, with another local food shelf or the Boy Scouts who did the food drive for us. So you can always go back in and you can always modify this to your needs.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
if you have an account, paid or unpaid, but you're registered with them, does it um, does it remember the style? I mean,
Yes.
it does. So if you said write it, um, I don't know, write it as if I, as I normally would write it, or something like that. Does it know that? I mean, is it that specific?
So over time, it will it will come to know your style.
Okay, that was
So
my question. Yeah.
right. So when I put something in, it will come back and she will say, this is the friendly, informal style that you prefer.
Ah. Okay.
And I get that. Yep.
Very nice. Okay.
Okay.
So if you were writing that email and say that second paragraph is completely wrong and you want
hmm
to take it out, can you just say remove second paragraph and it knows what to do? Or do you just do that editing once you get it into your email or Word doc?
Either way. Either way. Yep. This is just the start. This is just the basis, the beginning point for what you would be emailing or mailing out. Okay. Um, okay, so I'm going to stop sharing and we can get back to our PowerPoint. How are we all doing so far? Pretty good?
Yeah.
I
Pretty good.
I used it. I used it one time to write a love letter to my wife, a love poem to my wife, and I gave it to her, and she read it, and she goes, "Well, this is very good. Did you write this?" And I said, "Well, what makes you think I didn't write it?" And she goes, "Because this doesn't sound like you." It was very good.
Well, it can make different apps. You can use it to make songs and videos and pictures. It's pretty powerful. This is the basic end. Watch the other videos to see how you can take it to the next level.
Nice.
So the next section we're going to do is we're actually going to take some of that information. We're going to make an agenda. And again, if I'll show you where you can actually come back and look at past searches or past conversations you have with AI. and it begins to know what your style is. So we'll give this a shot here. Let me see if I can share my screen. And you never quite know with technology how it's all gonna play out, but here it goes. Can you see
Yep.
my screen?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All
Yep.
right. So let me make it a little bit, and you can see some past searches that I've done or conversations I've had. But let's try this one. Um, so create a uh, meeting. Let's see, a Lions Club meeting agenda that includes uh, project on the uh, uh, food bank and has our speaker, who is what was our speaker's name?
Mrs. Smith.
Mrs. Smith.
Mrs. Smith. Um, the meeting date is December 1st at 6:30 p.m. So let's see what it is. That's a pretty basic prompt. There's not a whole lot to it, but let's do it this way. See what comes up. It's thinking. Hopefully the internet works. I'm in Ireland. Oh, there it goes. So the internet works on the other side of the pond. All right, so here it gives you the president's name. You can take it and edit this
Wow.
and refine it. Even has prep notes. Now, at the end, this is really important in this. If you look at the bottom, it says, do you want to make this to be a one-page printable or Word template with sign-up tables? I can format instantly. All you could say is yes, and let's just try it and just go yes, and let's see what it comes up with. So see, it's like where it's talking to me. Here's a clean one-page printable Word document that is easily formatted in handouts. Okay. And it produces. If you want, I can add club logos, fill in officer's name, insert sign-up tables. Would you like me to turn it into a Word doc or a PDF? And you could say yes, and it would do that. Let's say this might freak a little people out. My club is the Peninsula Lions Club in Washington State. Um, please use our club officer for the Peninsula Lions Club in let's see. All right, so let's see what it does. So it says, I'd be happy to customize it with your Peninsula Lions Club officers. I just need names and positions. So it didn't go out in there. President is Kim. Let's see, President Kim, Secretary Debbie. We'll just leave it at that. So it just inserts the names in there, and so it's pretty easy to take and just again it asks if you could do a printable PDF at the end. So it's just another example. I'll stop sharing. It's another example of how you just have a conversation with it, and you can continue to tweak it, and then at the end you can copy it and put it in Word document and do the final editing. So Kathy, I'll turn it back over to you. Go back to the slides.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I was going to say, so did you notice that Mark didn't say to include treasurer's report, secretary's report? I mean, it put that into the agenda. It knew that that was what was expected. And there were other items too in that agenda that Mark did not tell it to do. Items that it pulled out to see what is a regular agenda.
And
All
it
right.
also has a voice option as well, right? So you can literally talk to it and not have to type it.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah. And then something I also wanted to point out, when you ask it to do a PDF, I have found that sometimes the PDF is not the same as what you saw on the screen. It's as if it's rethinking it. Um, so just make sure that you check that. All right, so I'm going to go back and we're going to do another prompt. Um, Now, see, I have the benefit of having this letter in here that we generated before. So now I want to create an email thanking the guest speaker. All right, so a quick thank you note. We appreciated your time and thoughtful insights. So this is just a brief. Let's just see if I wanted to, let's make it longer and more formal. Now, how's that? Your thoughts were engaging and enlightening. Your dedication truly inspired us. Now, I didn't put any of those words in there. You know, this all came from ChatGPT. Let's see here. So the second thing, let's send an email to us follow up for the committee chairs from that agenda. Someone have a question? Okay.
Is there anything it won't put in? I
Such
mean,
as
not that I'm looking to do anything like that, but I'm just curious. Does it have a set of parameters that says I won't say this or I won't say that, even if I tell it to?
I would
I
say yeah,
You would
but
hope it would, huh?
I would
I,
think
I
so.
don't know exactly what those limits are.
Interesting. Okay.
yeah. Um,
You can
let's,
send it a complaint email and see if it'll put all those words in it.
Right.
let's see here. Let's
I
just
might
create
try
an.
it.
So I
Or can
wonder,
I put
like,
your name on it? Oh, I'm sorry.
no. So I wonder if over
Sure,
time,
I'm in a different country. No.
so I wonder if
Or-
over time, if that was your style of writing, if if the program would go to that style. Um,
That was my
yeah.
question earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You could try that at home and all right. So here we go, dear committee chair. So we're following up on what we reported on at the meeting. A brief update, any events, deadlines, support resources. So I think this is a nice email. I would send this. Of course, my chat GPT knows my style. So she knows that this is my style of writing.
Can we get to? We had a request that people could mute because we got a little background noise. If they're not speaking, go ahead and mute. So the next slide talks about some generic chat GPT. If you could put that back up so people
Yeah.
could maybe take a screenshot of that or take a photo of that. So you can begin to start to look as you're online to see where AI, maybe you didn't see it before, but they're using it. So the next right there. So we talked about Chat GPT, which again, Kathy said is free. You just have to sign up for it. But there are limitations of how many requests you can make in a specific time period. If you know anything about Canva, Canva is free for nonprofits. It has some limited tools. but it has some more and more AI powered tools. If you do anything with Adobe products, if you're more advanced in terms of production type tools, that starts to use AI more and more. Google, Microsoft Copilot, Zoom AI, X, they all have different types of um, of AI resources. If you could stop sharing, Kathy, and I can go over to share.
Yeah.
Let's see, we're still getting some background noise. Let's see. Um, so I'm going to share, and so let's go to Google. And let's just do a simple Google search. Um, uh, let's try. Tell me about Lions Clubs International. And you see up here in the upper left-hand corner, it says AI overview. So Google is actually using this, using AI more and more as well. In fact, it's now the top search when you see that AI went out and find it. It says you can dive deeper in AI mode, and you can go on through that before it starts to show the normal searches. So you're going to see more of these searches. The other thing that I would like to share is what's called Lions Virtual. And Lions Virtual is Lions. I'm on the board of Lions Virtual, and this is a resource that Daniel Marney Elkins has put together where he's trained ChatGPT with specific tools to to use for lions. So for example, let's do market to grow. So it says transforms lion service reports into press releases and social media content and LinkedIn posts. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to click on Lions Market to Grow, and it takes me to Chat GPT. You see right here, Lions Market to Grow, and it's Chat GPT, the same as we did before, but Daniel has sort of taught AI how to do this. And you can click on a button that says teach me how to use this, or turn a service report into marketing, create a marketing and content plan for social media, or promote my upcoming service project or event. And all you do is click on it and it will start a conversation with you. And this is at lionsvirtual.org. So let's do this. Let's talk about promote an upcoming service project. So I'm going to click on that and I just start this conversation. Now you'll notice when you start to use these, they have these little, they have pictures and icons and things like that that sometimes people don't necessarily want. But it says talks about a full set of promotional materials, press release, Facebook posts, Instagram, LinkedIn posts. It talks about we need to have some details. So if you let's say put let's see the Peninsula Lions Club did a food drive where we collected 2,000 pounds of food. And let's see, on let's say October 25th, 2025. 10 volunteers worked the project. Let's see what it comes up with. And it's a pretty simple prompt. And so, excellent. Thank you, Lion. That's a wonderful service project. Before I create a full promotional package, would you please give me which global cause the food or the food drive supports? Well, hunger. Kind of a weird question.
Not that smart, right?
Yeah. So hunger, let's see. But it did know to ask about what global cause was, right? So here's a press release. Peninsula Lions Clubs fight hunger with 2,000 pounds of food collected. And we could have put the city and state. The Peninsula Lions demonstrated power of community service with their recent food drive, collecting more than 2,000 pounds of food to support local families in need. 10 dedicated Lion volunteers work together to make a tangible difference in the fight against hunger. And it goes on, it talks about you could put in the club president. It even had a quote, President of the Peninsula Lions, every can, every box, every volunteer hour makes a real difference. So you can do that. It gave me a Facebook post. Wow, what an incredible day of service. Now you see all these little icons. When you see a post and you see all these icons, you know they came from AI. But watch this. Uh, redo, but take out the icons. Let's see what it comes up with. See if those icons are here. Look at that. No icons. So all we're doing is having a conversation. And you can literally go into your service reporting and copy just right out of the portal. Take in all the information and pop it in there, and
Yeah.
it will come up with a very good Facebook post. Uh, let's see. I'm going to say create
Wow.
a fun um, Facebook post about this project that we can use to grow our membership. Let's see what it comes up with. And some of this is just exploring. Excellent idea. Using service stories to grow membership is one of the most effective strategies for Lions Clubs. See, it knows about Lions Club. Join the pride. Serve with us. What does 2,000 pounds of food and 10 volunteers and one incredible day of service add up to? A whole lot of heart. And it goes through and it talks about
Wow.
how you can actually turn it into, look at it, even it put down the
The
hashtags.
hashtags.
And if you know anything about Facebook, the hashtags are a way to really magnify your effort. Let's see, let's try it.
Mhm.
Make it a bit shorter. All right, let's see what it says. Join the pride. See how it cut it down and it still put in the hashtags. And so you can actually say, would you like me to make a 30-second version for a Facebook reel or story next? So it will actually tell you what would go into a really cool a reel. So this is something that is uh, super powerful. And again, it all starts at lionsvirtual.org. And there's this is market grow. There's the map to grow. If you want to actually grow your Lions Club, maybe do a self-analysis. You can go in there and just talk to it. In fact, in I think it's in Map to Grow, you can actually have a conversation where you practice you're talking to somebody about what lions do. It allows you to practice. This Serve to Grow talks about how you can develop plans for service carnival or organizing a project. Learn to Grow if you're doing any teaching, and that's what we use to help create this presentation is Lions Learn to Grow to create the framework for this course. So the power really is in your hands. It's up to you how you use it and you talk to it. So the lionsvirtual.org, I would highly encourage everybody to you get an account at a free account at ChatGPT and start to try and use it. But what I would encourage you also to do is keep your antennas up. Now you know a little more about AI. There are so many different places where AI is being used every day, but you're the one that is in charge, and you just can't say, "All right, I'm just going to let AI run my life." That doesn't work. It's a resource that you can use to give you ideas. You can actually take, and I do this sometimes. I will write a letter and I will take that letter and just plop it in Chat GPT and proofread this. Make it briefer, make it more pointed, and I'll just talk to it. And oftentimes, what it'll be is it'll help me say, you know what, that word doesn't sound like me, but I do like how it shortened this or made that better. You can turn a letter and say, make it more funny, make it more serious, just like Kathy showed in the email. So, Kathy, I'll turn it back over to you I don't see anything.
So there is there is a question about helping with graphics. So I wonder if you could go back to your press release and ask for a hunger graphic to go with that.
Okay, let's see. Let me go share screen.
Just a funny
Now,
note, I tried to have a virtual Lines Virtual create an image for me, and I asked it to create an image of a lion wearing a lion shirt, and then something else, and it gave me a lion with a Detroit Lions jersey on.
yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta be more.
Wasn't specific enough.
Well,
And the
that's
thing is,
not bad though.
it will not produce the logo with clarity. Uh, and sometimes the spelling is I think what it does is that they try to make it not as perfect as it could be, uh, just to make sure that people can tell the difference. Let's see what this comes up with. And there's many different AI apps. This could take a little bit
this could take
that
a minute.
allow you to go a little farther. You can actually do searches for different. See, it says on the left-hand side, Chat GPT Explore. You can actually explore. You can make music videos or music songs and videos. It's almost endless. So like sometimes these pictures come up and they may not be as diverse or they may not have as young people in it. Or you want to make it more fun. So you can actually get it um, to adjust the images. I know we're getting close on time, Kathy, but
Yeah, 7 minutes.
Yeah, can I jump in just a second to ask when you put that in for the food distribution, you said two. Maybe it's trying to figure out what you're saying, to or
Oh, it's
at.
people. Okay.
okay.
Working to or at.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what it comes up with.
So would this be one of the stock pictures that it's getting from the Lions website?
No. This just created it.
Okay.
So that's actually a pretty good Lions logo and a pretty good
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it
vest.
is. That's a good one.
Yeah. So it's getting better. It knows more and more about lions, and so you could take this photo and download it, and copy it right there,
Yeah.
and then put it in there. So you can actually edit the image using the power of Adobe Express. So there's all sorts of uh, pretty amazing things that you can use. And so in Canva, which is a totally different course, you can use AI to make flyers and save that image and put that image in the flyer. My wife Debbie loves to do that, and she uses like a real estate office format. They're very good for producing quality flyers. She makes the images and real pictures and puts them in there for that.
So far,
So
the stuff you've shown us, is that available in the free version? All of
that
that,
was the
or
paid version, and you can actually, I believe you can. There's things for nonprofits, but you could also, I think you can share an account too, like a club could share an account.
Right. That's a
okay?
question.
Yeah.
I don't think that you can get the graphics with the paid version, with the free version, but I
Okay.
could be wrong on that.
You can only do one project a day. So if you need to write an email and something else, you can only do one a
I
day.
can't.
So I went to the paid version.
How much is the paid version?
I don't remember, it wasn't that much.
Okay.
But we have one on the Lions website too. We have an AI. on the Lions website that we can use, right?
Well, that's Ellie, and what it did
Yeah.
is focus just on the material on the website. But they're
Well,
working on it. I'm on the international board, and they this last meeting that we were at, the last board meeting, they are working to try to broaden the power of how we can use
really?
AI to be even more efficient. There was
Okay.
also a question that Joel asked, can it be used to record minutes of meeting? Yeah, there, like in Zoom, we could actually have minutes recorded, but it's not always perfect. If the audio isn't great, then it's gonna make words up. You got to be really careful. In fact, sometimes we'll do that in our Lions virtual meeting or in other meetings, and I look at that and it's like, wow, they didn't hear that. That's funny. You start laughing about what AI think. It's like the text. If you text something and then it auto fills in, you go, well, I didn't say that. Again, a very important lesson. You're the boss. It's the assistant. Make sure that you
Hmm.
don't turn that around. So anyway, so Mary asked, how can you add an image? Basically, Mary, you just download that image, you save it, and then it's an image that you can paste or place in a document. So that's another course. I would encourage you to check these other courses out because it goes one's for marketing, and another course is more advanced. And that one, you'll see some of the stuff that AI can do. This is the basic course. So, but Kathy, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah, I think we're wrapping up, but I would just encourage all of you to just to play around with it and see what Chat GPT can do. Also, the Lions Virtual, any of those options that Mark talked about, same thing. Go there, play around with it, follow the prompts, see what you get. It's very impressive. Um, and unless we have, let's see, a couple questions. Did we get all of
Right.
the questions?
So I placed the lionsvirtual.org link in there,
Okay.
if you need to copy that. So we're down to 2 minutes. We just want to say thank you for carving out the time tonight. Appreciate the kind words. But again, check out the Lions USA YouTube channel and go watch those other videos. You'll be amazed at some of the things that our Lions are doing with AI and how you can too use it to help grow your club. It's a very powerful tool. Again, if we're more efficient as Lions leaders, we're going to end up being able to serve more and spend less time writing Facebook posts. Let our assistants do it. So. I like that. Joel said, "Thank you." Not as scary now. That's true.
Hmm.
It is a little unnerving, but you know what? Start slow and give it a shot. All right, Kathy, any final words?
I think we're done. I thank you all for attending, and I hope that, as in the chat, it is less scary for you and maybe not so overwhelming for you to all just give it a try. Thank you.
Are you sending us back to the main meeting or?
Yeah, we're going to go back to the main meeting, and
Okay.
then Bruce is going to end up where our goal was to be at an hour for these trainings, and we're going to have once you're registered for this, you'll get the invite for the next one. We're going to do once a month, and Bruce is going to tell you a little more about that here in a minute. So we can head back now. You can go ahead and say.